We go to chapter 2. We did up to verse number 57 last week. Sarvatra Nabhisneha. We'll quickly go through those two verses and go further. I'll try and cover up to 61 today. That's a thought which I would like to cover. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Dvitiyodhyayah Sankhya Yoga. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. We chant from verse number 55. Prajahati yada kaman, Prajahati yada kaman, Sarvan parthamanogatam, Sarvan parthamanogatam. Whole line. Prajahati yada kaman, Sarvan parthamanogatam, Atmanyevatmana tushtaha, Sthita pragyastadochyate. Atmanyevatmana tushtaha, Sthita pragyastadochyate. Whole verse. Prajahati yada kaman, Sarvan parthamanogatam, Atmanyevatmana tushtaha, Sthita pragyastadochyate. 56. Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha, Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha, Sukheshu vigataspruhaha, Sukheshu vigataspruhaha. Whole line. Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha, Sukheshu vigataspruhaha, Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha, Sukheshu vigataspruhaha. Vitaragabhaya krodaha, Vitaragabhaya krodaha, Sthitadhirmuniruchyate, Sthitadhirmuniruchyate. Whole verse. Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha, Sukheshu vigataspruhaha, Vitaragabhaya krodaha, Sthitadhirmuniruchyate. Once more. Dukkheshvanudvignamanaha, Sukheshu vigataspruhaha, Vitaragabhaya krodaha, Sthitadhirmuniruchyate. Verse number 57. Yes sarvatranabhisnehaha, Yes sarvatranabhisnehaha, Tat tat prapya shubhashubham, Tat tat prapya shubhashubham. Whole line. Yes sarvatranabhisnehaha, Tat tat prapya shubhashubham. Once more. Yes sarvatranabhisnehaha, Tat tat prapya shubhashubham. Nabhinandati na dveshti, Nabhinandati na dveshti, Tasya pragya pratishtita, Tasya pragya pratishtita. Whole verse. Yes sarvatranabhisnehaha, Tat tat prapya shubhashubham, Nabhinandati na dveshti, Tasya pragya pratishtita. So in these three verses, Krishna answers Arjuna's question, how does a sthita pragya behave? Physically, there is no difference between a sthita pragya and you and me. If at all there is a difference, it is here. When I say here, it doesn't mean less hair on the head or something like that. It means attitudes. The way his knowledge works, the way his responses work. All of our, most of us, or I would say a lot of us, are reactive. What is the reaction? You do and think later. And when you do and think later, the outcome is, the thought process is, I wish I had not said this. I wish I had said like this. Given a chance, I won't let that opportunity go. This is a reactive thing. Okay. What is a response? A response is, I think and act. Where necessary, I say, where necessary, I don't say anything. So many occasions I've seen our Swamis talk. There was a person who came to Swamiji, challenging thing. Swamiji, I don't believe in God. And he walked away. He wanted to talk with the fellow. He comes and says, I don't believe in God. Suppose he asks a question, do you believe in God? There is something. And the fellow came, Swamiji, I am convinced there is no God. Oh, walk away. So not only you learn how to talk, how much to talk, more importantly, when not. A responsive person. And in these three verses, verse number 55, 56, and 57, the teacher highlights the Sthita Pragya Lakshana. How does an enlightened person behave? What is the internal thought process of an emotionally mature person? How does he respond to stimuli? How does an emotionally grown-up person, emotionally independent person, how does he respond to stimuli? The teacher answers first three questions. He says, he is an enlightened person who is Atmani eva Atmana Tushtaha. One who is full in himself. Anta Aramaha. There is inner leisure. He does not need validation, acknowledgement. What else? Recognition from any other outside source. That does not mean he will say, no, don't give me recognition. If somebody says you are good, he will say, thank you very much. He will not say, I don't need all that. He is not such a person. But inside, he is not going to hanker. A typical Krishna. How does Krishna respond to his Bhagavad Gita teaching? His own Bhagavad Gita teaching. There were 18 divisions in the war, that Kurukshetra. 18 divisions, 7 this side, 11 that side. All scholars itching for a fight. Only Arjuna listened to him. All others 18. Just imagine this lecture going on, Arjuna and Krishna talking. What would the others be doing? Spear in hand, one fellow will be doing, yaar, kab khatam hoga? Duryodhana will be saying, what's going on, man? Why the hell don't you get down and fight? Bhishma will say, maybe they are talking something. Duryodhana would have also thought, maybe he is telling that I will not fight, let's quit. Nobody listened to what he said. Nobody listened to said that Shoka is an illegitimate emotion. Nobody listened to that. Krishna ki ye halat hai to aur aapki hamari kya halat hai? Nobody listened to Krishna. Much later, there was one fellow called Uddhava. He asked Krishna, what did you teach Arjuna? He says, I forgot. But I can tell you what I get. So then we have an Uddhava Gita, which came much later. So even at that point of time, only Uddhava listened. A scholar like, not a scholar, yeah, Bhagavan, avatar like Krishna, a magical personality, fellow so attractive in his speech, in conduct, and nobody listened to him. Sad state of affairs. So why we are saying that is, Gyan Ki Baat, when it comes to Gyan Ki Baat, not many people are willing to listen. Suppose I tell you this is to be done, that is to be done, and things like that, a lot of people are willing to listen. I heard a Swami once explain. He's a Swami, a proper sannyasi. And he has in his ashram. He teaches very well. He teaches in Tamil. And lovely ashram. A lot of people go to him. I personally met him on a few occasions. Very enlightened Swami. He told me a very beautiful story. He says, you people, aapki baat chodo. You people are grastas, people will come with all kind of solutions. Some will say, do this way, some will say. He said, these Swamis are also not spared. I believe one sadhu came to him and said, Swamiji, you are not attracting sufficient crowd because your personality is not that attractive. He is teaching Atmani eva Atmana Tushtaha San Prajahati Sada Sarvan Kaman. One who is happy in himself, he is teaching that, and somebody is coming and telling him, Swamiji, you are not smart, attractive enough. Swami said, he suppressed a giggle. The Swami at that point of time was fairly young, his 40s. And the person who told him was almost twice his age. Almost. And a sadhu who has spent 70 years of his life as a sadhu. He ran away from home at the age of 10. See, in India, when people run away from home, there are two places. One, they end up in Bombay, film industry, or Rishikesh, sadhu industry. These are the two places they end up. Some of them end up in Chennai, or the Tamil industry. These are them. Run away means you can look for them in these two places. Bombay mein dhundo ya Rishikesh mein. Swami didn't know. Maybe that's Swami. A nice story. At the end of it, all of us had a hearty laugh. So that elderly person, he is also a sadhu. And such a sadhu that he owns nothing. He owns one kopina, one vastra across the middle, one vastra across the shoulder, and a danda. Nothing else, no second piece of cloth. He will have a bath early in the morning in the Ganga and sit there till sunrise, behind some rock something. After some time, a half dry kopina he will wear, wait for the vastra which is up to the knee and another vastra top cloth to dry somewhat, put it on and go away to a bhandara. Bhandara is a place where sadhus are given diksha. So 2 rotis and some sabji will be given, and this sadhu will eat that. Again in the evening 2 rotis. In between, somewhere, some people will say, Babu Baba, Sadhu Baba, chai piyega, he will have chai. If you give him chai, he will pay. If you are saying, Babu Baba, you want to eat something, he will say, Theek hai, humko puri khilao. Something like that he says. I've never met him, I've heard about it. So this sadhu comes and tells this Swami, young Swami, you are not attractive enough. So he said, Swamiji, what should I do? He said, you come with me, I will tell you what to do. So in Rishikesh, there are many people who have long hair and things like that. There's all kinds of sadhus are there. Long-haired sadhu, hairless sadhu. So, and naturally they cut their hair when they do take samyasa, they cut their hair and throw it away. Now this sadhu collects all that hair and keeps it in a hut in his hut. And he plaits them and he will come and tell you, I will give you a jata. I will give you a jata of flowing hair. And ek karke dekho, see how many people come to you. Looking for vesha outside. The outside vesha is not important. Outside vesha is like, suppose you are a doctor there, you will have a stethoscope and a white coat. That's a doctor. A priest has a dress. And policeman has a dress. The moment you join the government of India, you have to buy a sherwani. Even if you work in 48 degrees temperature, Chennai, you have to get a gala band. You can't wear that, open big jacket and things. Till yesterday, this fellow must have been wearing jacket. The moment he becomes some political fellow, he will have to wear one gala band, a loose fitting or ill fitting pajama. So everything has a dress. Even now for this dress, I don't wear any shirt. I wear a white shirt. So there is a dress for it. The dress doesn't make you that person. This makes you that person. So what is his attitude? Atmani eva atmana tushtaha. He does not depend upon external events, objects, people for his inner well-being. Not only does he not depend, he understands. Dependence show. He understands that the external cannot give you an inner sense of well-being for a long time. It can maybe give you a temporary thrill. See, you win a trophy very often. There are people who win trophies. I've been to so many clubs and things like that. At the end of the speech, they will give you a trophy. Have you ever thought, what can we do with the trophy? What will we do with the trophy? At some point of time, when you there are so many trophies out here, when I look at them, all my trophies are put inside. To so and so for gracing our 100th program. One plaque. What will you do with the trophy? If I throw it away, I tried throwing away to the kabaddi wala. Sir, we don't take all this. See, look at the condition of the trophy. Yes, I won't take it. I said, do something, take it and throw it away. He says, no, if I throw it in the garbage thing, people will call me because I'm not supposed to throw, the non-biodegradable like that. So my trophy has become a non-biodegradable trash. That's all it is worth. And I brought it home nicely wrapped and things like that. And some of them give you pictures. On top of it, there'll be a nail here. They would have put in a nail for me to put some garland, something that pricks your finger. So none of them ever give you sadhu understands well, not sadhu. The sthita prajna understands very well that the external cannot give you inner well-being forever, not even for a long time, forever. Some people even call up and tell you, there are so many clubs which call up and say, if you give me so much a donation, then I will arrange for giving you an award in our district conference. It's called buying awards. I have to buy awards. And now there is a new fashion now in India. Award wapasi. Award wapasi, uske saath kuch cash aata hai. That they will not return. Ask them to return the cash also. That will not return. Wo to gone, eaten. Award wapasi. He doesn't depend upon all these external for his inner well-being. He is happy in himself. Now, can you be happy in yourself? This is enlightened person. Can you and I be happy in ourselves? Is it practical? Can we relate to it? Yes. There are moments every day. Every day. I'm not talking about once in a lifetime. I'm talking about moments every day when you don't need anything external to make you happy. Early morning, watching the sunrise can make you full. Just watching the sunrise, you're full in yourself. You don't really need it. There are moments in a day. In fact, if you closely look, there are several moments in a day where you're happy in yourself. In that happy moment, somebody comes and says, what would you want? What can I do for you? What do I do? Thank you. Very much. You're very kind. What happens is when people see me full and happy, they want to do something for me. But when I'm depending upon others for doing some, making me happy, they say, "Nahi, bahut kaam hai." Imagine you are saying, "Hey, please wish me in the morning." Unless you wish me in the morning, I don't feel complete. I tell you, you will be thrown out of all the WhatsApp groups in the world. There are so many WhatsApp groups. You demand, tomorrow you go in the morning. Why didn't anybody greet me today? I'm very annoyed. Do every day for 7 days. On the 8th day, the admin will throw you out. The moment you say, I don't need anything, everybody and his uncle will say, greet you. This paradox can call it Atmani eva Atmana Tushta San Sarvan Kaman Manogatan Prajahati. They as though dropped away. You don't need validation. If I get fine, hey, somebody greets me, somebody says you're good, somebody says you sing well, somebody says you do this well, it's okay. I don't tell them don't do all this. But I'm not going to depend upon that token, that appreciation, so that I feel better. Okay? This is the lakshana of an emotionally independent person, and it can be a sadhana for you and me. It can be a sadhana that I'm going to take a, I can, we can do a journal in the morning. Okay? All of us, there are some people who do journal in the morning. I like that habit very much. You can do a journal, collecting your, in the journal you can write. Till yesterday I was begging for acknowledgement from people. Today, for today only, I will not seek acknowledgement. I will not peg my happiness or sense of inner well-being to somebody saying I am good enough. Let's write a line. Tomorrow you write, for only today I will do follow this. Third day you write, only today I will follow this. Do it for 7 days. Go back and read the journal. Not only read the journal, see how was that day. Recall how was the day. It's possible. That's why Krishna said it. If it was not possible, at least Krishna wouldn't have said it. At least Krishna. He is a very practical person. The first chapter, and he was telling Arjuna, fight here. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Coming in the battlefield and saying, Skandivam, Hatpai, Kampra. What are you talking? Fight there. In fact, if you wrote the dialogues in Hindi, you know what you would have said? Klaibhyam mas magamaf partha. If you had written in Hindi, you would say, Kya yaar hijra jaisa baat karta hai. That's the dialogue exactly. Klaibhyam mas magamaf partha. Tu yodha hai kya? That's what you would have said. What are you talking? So Krishna is a very practical person. He told him to go fight. Only when Arjuna asked that question, then he started. He first gave the jnanam. What is it? That's the problem. What is it that will solve the basic problem? Then when he says, then what should I do to see that I get the basic knowledge? Then he started saying, then he asked the question, well, how does this person, an emotionally mature person, behave? How does he conduct himself? How does he look like? Krishna answers that question. Rajahati yada kaman sarvan partham anugatan atmanevatmana tushtaha sthita pragyastadochyate. There is a translation which starts from the first line, which will say when all your desires drop off, you will become Asta Pragya. I can't see a more sad translation than this. No desire will ever drop off, because the desire drop off, the desire should drop itself is a desire. I should drop all my desire. You will spend lifelong thinking desires will drop off and add more desires. It doesn't work that way. That's what this is the problem with improper translation. Yes, for a sadhaka, for a person who is attempting this, I can say, let me stop compelling desires from taking hold on me. Hey, this I must say, there's an economist here with me, so I must tell you this. Economics, when I was reading, I found there's a lot of relation between economics and also Vedanta. In fact, Vedanta is, you can apply in any field. I was reading some books on economics. It said, what is the demand? So I am here, I say I want a Rolls Royce. It doesn't become a demand. It becomes a demand only when I have the purchasing power. I need about 8.5 crore rupees. And I must be willing to spend that amount. Only then it becomes a demand. Otherwise, it is not a demand. Same way, I like something. It is not a problem at all. It is when it becomes a compelling desire that unless I own this, I am not going to be a happier person. That is the problem. So we can start saying, compelling desire ko hum avoid karenge. I will not have compelling desires. I can change my thought process. Good if I can have it. Happy if I can have it. Let me work for it. If it doesn't come, never. I knew a person who always you had a very nice action. Suppose you asked him, sir, what if you don't get it? Much older to me, passed away a few years ago. The ordinary person, but a very wise person. I used to ask him, sir, what will you do if you didn't get it? May lift his hand, he will say. That's all his action was. Even that's all I care. It's like water in the hand. I sprinkle it off. What an attitude. If it happens, good. If it doesn't happen, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. It doesn't disturb my composure. It doesn't disturb my inner well-being. At the sadhaka also it can work. I get this rank, fine. If I don't get this rank, never mind. There are so many things to do. In fact, I read in a hilarious statement. It was very hilariously mentioned. There was a guy who attempted, he wanted to clear the medical exam and he wanted to work in one particular hospital. Finally, he tried medical exam, he didn't clear. Paramedical, he didn't clear. Then at one point of time, he was too educated to work in that hospital as a clerk or something. Finally, after his end had come, he had written in the will. Finally, take me to that hospital's mortuary. I would like to enter that hospital at least as a dead body. So that was very hilariously mentioned. At least as a dead body, I will. Very hilariously mentioned. What I'm saying is, if I achieve it, fine. If I don't get it, there's always a next time. After, there was a tennis player called Bhagavad. From 76 to 80, he won the Wimbledon singles title 5 times. In 1981, if he had won, it would have been the 6th time. Nobody in the past had won it 6 times. He lost it. It lost it to a young and upcoming star called John McEnroe. So John McEnroe lifted the trophy and he got the he got the runner-up trophy. Last. So Mr. Beyond Bob, what do you feel? Shrugged. It happens. Walked away. It happens. We are all able to do it in our daily lives. We just have to do it more mindful. It is possible. Krishna never said anything which is impossible because earlier he said, Vyavasayatmika buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. Now let's look at the next one. What is his inner attitude? Dukkeshu anudvigna manaha. In sad times, when he is sad, he doesn't get overwhelmed. Sukheshu vigatas prihaha. Although there are certain special techniques, there are so many things going on in the market. They say when you win, do this, do that, and show. But this person is right the opposite. I've seen players, sportsmen having, he's done a great achievement. He just lift his bat and continue batting as though nothing has happened. I've seen people who have achieved great positions in life. When I called him and said, congratulations, I said, thank you very much. I'm so happy you greeted. I was looking forward to your greeting. So nice, so touching. And this person didn't get something which all of us thought he would get. I called him and said, Hota hai bhai. That's all. And he is not a sadhu or just ordinary. So, dukkeshu anudvigna manaha sukheshu vigatas prihaha. This is a person who is emotionally independent and from whom raga, bhaya and krodha have gone away. They may not go away. Raga, bhaya, krodha will not go away, but who don't grip him anymore. He is not in their vasha anymore. Such a person is Titadhihi Muni Uchate. He is called an emotionally independent person. This is the lakshana of an emotionally independent person. What can be, as a sadhana, what can we do? Then you get results in your favor. Thank you, everybody. You are also kind. Very nice of you. Somebody says, like yesterday I did yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yeah. 2 days ago I did yesterday I did a program, and somebody wrote a very long line, is this, is this, is this, is this. These are occasions, when you can get carried away. As a sadhaka, as a student of the subject, okay, I'm happy this worked. I wrote to the person, you are very kind. That's a very nice thing to say. Suppose the other person had not said anything. How do we take it? No problem at all. Or somebody comes and says, no, it didn't meet my expectations. It didn't meet my expectations. I would say, okay, I'm sorry, we'll try and do something. If you let me know what's your expectation, I will try and address this. No, I don't think your type of style will suit me. Thank you very much. Mubarak. Stay away. MSD, social distancing. Keep it. So, not a problem. At our sadhaka level, we can try this. Raga, Bhaya, Krodha might not go away. Even for great people, it doesn't go away. But for you and me, it might not go away. But I can always take a certain sankalpa. I know Raga, Bhaya, Krodha will attack me anytime without notice. Okay, there may be a slight trigger. I know I will be subject to Raga. I may be subject to reaction. And I always show my anger or reaction to a person who cannot possibly hit back, or possibly believes in not hitting back. If this is my nature, I can tell myself, I have no control over Raga, Bhaya, Krodha, but I will see that I don't victimize anybody because of this. I can tell them I'm feeling afraid, I'm feeling fearful. I can always lift my hands in prayers. Can be at sadhaka. Goes to the next one. This person's inner content. Yaha sarvatra anabhisneha. At all points of time, everywhere, sarvatra, sneha, attachment, abhisneha, very closely attached, anabhisneha. He is not, he is not sticking on to that. Okay? Even if you are sticking on, no problem at all. You can detach at will. At will. Here is a beautiful example that comes to my mind. It is not said in this book. It is not said anywhere. Just thought occurs to me. Like a Radha and a Krishna. A chipku attached. Okay? Wherever you see Radha, Krishna, chipku. But what is this? There is no emotional clinging to each other. There is no emotional clinging without you. No. There is certain grown up, a certain emotionally grown up stage. It doesn't bother me at all. It's in my stride. I'm able to see in the vision that nothing separates. Oh, a beautiful vision. So, yaha sarvatran anabhisneha does not mean there is no love, there is no affection. There is no clinging attachment. When you are clinging attached, you will go down, you will bring the other person down. You will successfully pass on your insecurity to the other person. The other person's insecurity, you will suck inside you, and both of you go down. Emotionally mature people will become the most emotionally immature people. It's a growth. It's a fullness, a certain growth. So, yeah, sarvatra anabhisneha. What occasion? Tat tat prapya shubha shubham. Shubha ashubha. Favorable results, unfavorable results. If they come to you, you are anabhisneha. So if you have anabhisneha, if you have abhisneha, and if you have shubha results, what will you do? You will abhinandana, abhinandati. God is so kind, I've been blessed and this and that. And ashubha, bad luck, yaar, amar karma, your Saturn went that way, Rahu went this way, Ketu went this way. I think I once told you, there was a person, there was a dialogue in a play in which I was seeing. One fellow says, you are suffering from inferiority complex. The person, no, 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 I don't suffer from inferiority complex. I am plain inferior. क्या बात है? Na dveshti, self-condemnation. Because of what? Ashubha. When Ashubha comes to my life and unpleasant things happen to me, I say I'm no good, I'm worth condemning. I saw some very, very beautiful movie. It was not even a movie, it was just a short film. A person asked the other person, so tell me about yourself. So this girl says, what is there to tell me about myself? I was found in a railway station, wrapped in a piece of cloth. I was 3 months old. They say I was found in the railway station and was brought up in an orphanage. What do? This person, an elderly person living alone, almost suffering from dementia, says, you have life, you have youth, what else do you need? What a dialogue. You have life, you have youth. Zindagi padi hai tumhare samne. Badal sakti ho. You can change it. So, Ashubha Prapti, Shubha Prapti, na Abhinandati, na Dveshti. At our level, we can avoid the extremes of, expressing emotions. Well done. Thank you very much. Hard luck. Thank you. I appreciate your kindness. I appreciate your empathy. Lovely expressions. Okay. Tasya pragya pratishtita. Now, having given these three, which are Lakshana, starting from this verse number 58 to 68, 11 verses, the teacher is going to take you through what sadhana I should do to see that I get emotional independence. There should be a certain discipline. Without discipline, without an ordered lifestyle, I cannot have internal well-being. Internal well-being means an internal space, anta arama, free from conflict. Conflict comes when dharma is violated. Like it or not, like the moment dharma is violated, it will start. You want to try? Try. Try. Go select. In Tamil Nadu, it's available. It must be available in other parts of India also. In Tamil Nadu, it's available. And it must be available. Go choose a tamarind tree, okay? Old one. Tamarind tree. And you're very angry with the tamarind tree because it's old and it looks ugly also. And a lot of caterpillars and things like that will attach itself and make your house look very ugly. You're very angry with the tamarind tree. Okay? Take your shirt off and rub your back against the tree. You're hurting the tree. See what happens to your back. The back will be bruised so badly that it will take ages to get right. In the same way, dharma is like that. When you rub dharma, you get rubbed in the process. Where do you get rubbed? Conflict. Everything is fine. You will sing songs. You will sing lovely songs. Conflict will remain. Last week I told you. I don't know. It was a nice song I heard. It's a conflict. The song of a conflict-ridden person, a song of a person who has put I am sad label here. Very nice. तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो, क्या हम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो. Sung to tune, and the fellow made a lot of money singing this song. तुम इतना जो मुस्कुरा रहे हो, क्या हम है जिसको छुपा रहे हो. This is the plight of people who don't study Vedanta. And he's saying, आँखों में नमी, हंसी लबों पर क्या हाल है, क्या दिखा रहे हो. This is laughing. There is no laughter inside. What sadness? Basic fiber of sadness. The way out of that sadness is to know that I, the Purusha, the knower, cannot be sad. Only the roads can be sad. And this is a cognitive process. It should be, this ignorance can be removed only by knowledge. And for that knowledge to go inside, first of all, to receive it properly, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, for that knowledge to become yours, there has to be a certain discipline. And the discipline comes under three categories. Okay? One is Dhamma. Dhamma is discipline of the sense organs. Other is Shama, discipline of the mind. Third, Nididhyasana, reflecting, owning up the knowledge, Aham Brahmasmi. So that Brahma, that Brahma that you are looking for, Tvam Asi. So that is how it is. That you are, oh, is it so? Saha Aham Visoham. That's how it is. And for that, this must be Yogyata Prapti. And we must get into discipline. If for playing one good tennis match, you know how much of physical workout you have to do? For playing one IPL, this fellow has to fall down, hurt himself, scrape his knees and elbows, fall down. For doing something yathartha you have to do. Next week I'm acting in a play, for that I had to shave my head. You have to do something like that. I can't have that hair, modern Gregory Peck hairstyle and play somebody 2,500 basic. You have to do discipline. People have lost weight for certain roles. People have put on weight for certain roles. And if you have to do all that, you have to do so much discipline. To run 100 meters dash in the Olympics, how much practice you have to do? To be crowned as Miss World, how much of dieting you have to do? You have to practice saying inane things in front of the camera. That's the first practice. How does it feel to be Miss World? You have to say the inanest thing. Only then you will be crowned. And if you become Miss World, what will you do? What will you do? You have to say inane things. Sorry, no reflection on this. So for all that you have to work, you are talking about an inner state of well-being. An inner state of permanent well-being. Not just aajkal, today morning, sham ko waisa nahi. A permanent state of inner well-being. A permanent state of well-being which makes a difference to my life and makes a difference to the people around. Do come and touch me, they change. What should I do for the purpose? So the teacher in the next 11 verses is going to give you discipline, strict discipline. Whether you are a sadhaka, and if you are already an enlightened person, you have to continue discipline. Why? Will be explained. Okay. So the first one, 58. Yada samharate chayam, kurmungani va sarvashah. Full line. Yada samharate chayam, Kurmungani va sarvashah Indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratishtita. Full line. Indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratishtita. Full words. Yada samharate chayam kurmungani va sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratishtita. Once more. Yada samharate chayam kurmungani va sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyah tasya prajna pratishtita. Yatha Kurma. Kurma is a tortoise. Angani, Sarvani, Angani. What does it do? Samharate. So it has got that nice, that, what do you call it? It has got that rock-like structure. And 4 legs, 1 head. Moves very slowly. At the slightest sign of danger, pull in the 4 limbs and the head. And stay put. Dunya idhar ke udhar jaye, it will stay put. It is giving you this analogy as a sadhaka. What are your 5 limbs? Your 5 sense organs. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. These are your 5 sense organs. And these sense organs are placed outside. Stimuli will come. And not all stimuli is healthy. An intelligent art, it is not suppression. Okay, we have to be very careful. No suppression. If you are going to have suppression, hey, don't look at this, don't look at this. So we have a couple of stories. There was a young guy called Rishyasringa. You can key into Google and see the story of Rishyasringa. His father said, contact with women is bad for man. So this man was brought up in a hermitage where he did not get to see a woman at all in his lifetime. So at the age of 18, when his testosterone and things like that were flowing in full, he came out of the ashram and met a beautiful lady. Gaya's answer. Suppression doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. What happened to your Gautama? He was not exposed to any kind of sorrow. Only happy, happy, happy. He went outside, saw a sick man, a dead man, old man. Dunya idhar ki udhar ho gayi. Suppression doesn't work. Expression also doesn't work. So there are 3 types of lifestyles, if you can see, in the world. You have India, the Vedic culture, where you have a lot of intellectual freedom. You can talk about Radha Krishna any way you like. You can do analysis of Vedas. You can say this is wrong, that is wrong, I don't believe in that. You've got so much of intellectual freedom. Social freedom is not there. Before starting to make intimate scenes in Hindi movies and Indian movies, they sometimes went to the court. Khosla committee and all these committee had to sit down before showing an intimate scene in the movie. So once a movie in which the hero held the heroine's hand. It became a controversy. No social freedom in India. You talk to the neighbors, family person, somebody will report to your family. You smoke somewhere, somebody will report to your father. No social freedom. Lot of intellectual freedom. Then comes the Middle East, Islam. No social freedom, no religious freedom. Then goes the West. No religious freedom. You can't ask questions. But social freedom, kuch bhi karo. You marry in the morning, divorce in the afternoon. That was a movie I once saw. The name of the movie was Yours, Mine and Ours. The first scene, the lady calls the husband. Hey, George, can you come home? He says, why, what has happened? He says, your children and my children are beating the hell out of our children. That was the opening dialogue. So, social freedom. Unfortunately, what has happened in India, we don't appreciate the intellectual freedom. We have looked at that social freedom. They can do anything they like. They can do anything they like. And what happens? Hippie culture, drug culture. Where did this AIDS come from? Where does all these STDs come from? How does this culture of physically assaulting a woman comes from? Social freedom. These days, suppose I do something and the neighbor says, I don't think it's proper. Don't interfere in my personal life. You mind your own business. Even my father is not allowed to interfere. Suppose I ask, no, I am a grown-up child now. You can't interfere in my personal life. And one deadly instrument. Groups. Rubbish, outright rubbish, oh rubbish. And people open, see and say, what rubbish are they forwarding? Hey, why did you see it in the first place? There was a fellow walking on the street. His feet hit something. He picked up his chappal. What is this? Put it on his nose. He said, oh my God, yeah. If you had left it there, it would have not touched your nose. You know, one look at it, it doesn't look good. Why touch it with your finger and put it on your nose as well? So all the way, hey, these days people are forwarding rubbish in WhatsApp. How do you know it's rubbish? Only because you have seen it, no? Delete it even before you see. Listen to Brahma Kumari's Shivani sisters. She says, देखने से पहले delete करो. एक बार pollute हो गया तो you cannot clean it. You'll see what happens if that pollution happens. So just as the tortoise withdraws itself from stimuli which is not healthy, withdraw yourself from stimuli which are not healthy. Sorry, I don't participate in these kind of parties. I don't stay beyond 9 at home. If I have to stay, I will call back home and tell them that this is where I am. I'm sorry, I don't take these kind of food. On this day, I follow this, therefore I won't eat. Nobody will put pressure on you. Would you like to have a drink? No, thank you. This fellow said, I have an occasional drink. Today is an occasion drink. Why do you say, no, I don't drink. Thank you very much. But you drank last year. That was last year. Now I have decided not to. When did you drink? When did you decide? 5. The party is 5:30. 5 I decided I won't drink. Ultimately, it's your freedom. You are the boss. By drinking, you are not doing a favor. That fellow is going to tell, see, बहुत दिखा रहा था, हमने उसको पिला दिया. I made him drink. He is not going to give you. One fellow will say, Acha, you don't have even this much strength. Yatha kurma angani samharate. See, the word samhara doesn't mean kill. Okay, please understand that. They will say, Muruga did samharam of Sura Padma. Durga Devi did samharam of Mahishasura. It doesn't mean kill. It means withdraw tendencies and expressions which are not healthy. Withdraw your sense organs from areas which are not healthy. What are we doing these days? Wearing a mask? The other day somebody came to see me. They didn't take the mask off for the entire duration of the conversation. I had to relate very closely because conversation idhar ke udhar hota hai. It was very nice. It sounded very nice. Very nice it will sound. Never mind. Listen 2-3 times. They wouldn't take up them. Are we not careful? Are we not now looking for wiping? When there is a pandemic, are we not withdrawing? We are doing programs online with nobody is in the hall and projecting it on Facebook, another harmful book. So, yata kurmani, eta kurma angani withdraws, they withdraws. Can you withdraw? It's not a question of can you withdraw. You have to learn to withdraw intelligently. Neither suppression nor expression. Strike a balance. Where to express, where not to express, where to avoid totally. Simply tell them, hey, sorry, I don't participate in all this. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best. At the sadhaka level, we have to try. We have to try. It is a question of effort. Abhyasa. Somewhere later, Arjuna will come and say, it's very difficult. Krishna will say, asamshaya. Undoubtedly, it is difficult. If it were easy, why would I be telling you? You would have been already practicing it. Asamshaya. You have to get up. You have to learn to run 4 o'clock. Get up. You want to lose weight, drink Karela juice. Run. Eat bland food. Sometimes you have to do it. If you are ill, You have to do all that. So like that, just as you do, and this is subtle, you are going to know your Swarupa and you are going to be absolutely emotionally independent. How much preparation would be necessary? So that's verse number 58, 59. I'll take you to 59. Try to take you up to 61 today. The time has to, little time still there. Okay, done. Vishaya vinivartante, Vishaya vinivartante, Niraharasya dehinaha, Niraharasya dehinaha. Whole line. Vishaya vinivartante, Niraharasya dehinaha, Rasavarjam rasopyasya, Rasavarjam rasopyasya, Param drishtva nivartate, Param drishtva nivartate. So, whole words. Vishaya vinivartante, Niraharasya dehinaha, Rasavarjam rasopyasya, Param drishtva nivartate. Once more. Vishaya vinivartante, Niraharasya dehinaha, Rasavarjam rasopyasya, Param drishtva nivartate. So, Vishaya, sense objects. Okay. Vinivartante. If you forcibly drop off, it is possible. I'm begging. I won't see. I won't see. I won't see. You can overcome the physical pressure. You can. But strict discipline, you can overcome. Vishaya vinivartante. Drop off for a person. Dehinaha. From your physical desires, you are forcibly given up. Okay. But what happened? What happens? You are physically given up everything. Come forcibly. But what happens? Rasa varjam remains. The taste for it, the longing for it will remain. So in silence you will see. Okay, nothing else. They will say, latest food. Facebook you will see. So if you give up something forcibly, the taste remains. It's from my Guruji once told me a very beautiful story. Lovely story. So he says he was traveling from South India, Chennai, to Delhi by train. And he was listening, and the two fellows were talking, first class compartment. The other fellow says, shortly Nagpur will come. In Nagpur, the train will stop for a long time. Okay? He says, I'm an old man, you are a younger person. So quickly go up the overbridge, go to platform number 5. There, shop number so and so, near this place, you will get excellent South Indian oil fried hot masala vada. The last time he came to Nagpur was 7.5 years ago. And he has come to Nagpur after 7.5 years. In between, he has never had a masala vada. Somebody has told him you are suffering from ulcer and things like that. You are not supposed to eat. The moment Nagpur came, he started salivating. Not only his rasa, he made the other fellow also have a masala vada. And Chodane, Swamiji, would you like to have masala vada? Rasavarjam remains. It happens. When you forcibly give up something, deep down, longing will remain. Careful, mindfulness in your stimuli. बड़े बड़े इधर उधर हो जाते हैं. Vishwamitra, or a person, he had overcome a lot of things. One lady shook him. So there are a lot of examples of how Ahalya, what a person, one man shook her. Longing was there. If you see the story of Ahalya, Ahalya married for the sake of Rishi Vivaha. She married Gautama for serving him. She says, I want to serve you as a Rishi, not for conjugal life. But the taste remained, So once when Indra came, looking like like her own husband, fall from grace. So it says how it can be deadly. There are some beautiful stories. How do they catch elephants? Wild elephants. The wild elephant is lured by two female elephants on either side. They come close to the wild male elephant, and the female elephants keep rubbing the male elephant with the body. One on this side, one on this side. But a wild tusker also enjoys. Idhar, udhar, idhar, udhar. The mahout goes down and ties the leg. Once an elephant's leg is tied, it's finished. The huge elephant becomes a rat. That's how a wild elephant is tamed. How does the patanga, the moth, gets destroyed? A lamp, switch off everything. Oh, gone. It'll hit itself in the bulb, dies. The deer, play nice music, it comes straight to the hunter. So, when one sense can destroy you, you and I have 5 senses. Just imagine the kind of destruction that can take place. And now the 5 sensors are available in this device as well. Pictures, sounds, only touch is not available. Who knows, they will find some technology. In Japan, there are, you can bring home, inflatable devices and bring them home. In Japan, it's available. Look at the kind of, this is Srishti. If you want to have, just enjoy. It's a privilege, it's a fun to see everything. The moment your mind goes and attaches, you're gone. We are coming to the next shortly, those verses. So, Niraharasya Dehinaha, if you don't see, there's no reflection on anybody. There are some people who say, Aaj Upavas. Today I am on Upavas. Casually ask them, so when will you break the Upavas? He says, when will you break the Upavas? I will break the Upavas at 5 o'clock. What will you do? I will prepare some nice suji ka halwa full of deshi ghee with some puri fried in deshi ghee, jalebi. Then what was the point in keeping Upavas from the morning? Upavasa means, Upa means near, Vasa means live. You are supposed to live close to the Lord. And right from the morning, this fellow is living close to puri and halwa. Better eat in the morning itself. It's called, cheating oneself, self-denial. So he said, remember. But when will this taste go away? Will this taste permanently be in the system? Will the longing always be there? Param drishtva nivartate. When you clearly assimilate and have a clear, well-assimilated value for moksha. Be very clear about it. Not because I tell you moksha is good, it will not go away. Just because Bhagwan Krishna ne bola moksha is good for you, this taste will not go away. The value for moksha must be well assimilated. It should be my value. For instance, how did we develop value for money? As a young child, I wanted something. My father gave him a colorful piece of paper. I got what I wanted. I realized it was money. I learned that money buys. As I grew up, I realized nothing buys like money. So value for money is well assimilated. Will I throw away my 2,000 rupees? Will I throw away this? Just as the value for that is well assimilated, the value for emotional independence, emotional growth, maturity should be well assimilated. Then that value becomes your value. A value is a value only when the value of the value becomes valuable to you. A value is a value only if the value of the value becomes valuable to you. Otherwise, it's not a value. As long as moksha remains a theoretical something which I will reach someday, I will say, when I go there, we will see Abhi halwa khao. If I see that every disturbing sense object prevents me from being together as a person. I have to see it clearly. Then, param drishtva, having seen the real goal, these small things fall away. Param drishtva. When I saw that is the success point, somebody says, Sakko kare yaar chodo yaar, I'm going there. You're about to reach the top, you're supposed to put your peak there, and somebody says, Sir, would you like to have a soda? You pure your soda. I will reach there first. Param drishtva nivartate. This is how it's beautifully explained. We'll see the other verses, 59, 61, next week. Okay, the next one is also no. Yatato happy kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha. Paschitaha vipaschitaha. Very, very mindful person. He must be very mindful. And yatataha, you must also put in the right effort. Even for such people, there is danger. You can slip. Yatato hyapi kaunteya vivipaschitaha pihi indriyani pramathini. They are so strong. Prasabham manaha. One moment it takes, the brain fade. A fellow who understands so many things. I know the person very well. Itna wise man hai. Everybody says, oh, you're such a person, such a person. One moment, 3 minutes, gaya. 3 minutes, gaya. 1 year of, I know he's still suffering. He's not yet come out of his problems. Trying his best to help him out. So even such persons can be disturbed. This is the essence of today's session. We'll continue in the next session. Hopefully before Vijayadashmi, we will come to the end of chapter 2. There are just a few more verses, 11 or 12, 72 it ends. So in which case we will have the Vijayadashmi session in our Gita center. Our hosts Prakash and Basuda have been so kind to provide their place. And when we used to go there for the session, oh, what lovely prasada they used to give us. I'm missing all that. But then he continues to support us with all this technology, very faithfully available. Even when he was abroad, he ensured that this technology, this was available. It's done, it's available on YouTube for all of us. Such great seva they are doing for people. It's all blessings of Ishvara, Dakshinamurti. Otherwise, this is not possible. This mouth cannot speak. This BMC cannot speak. Were it not for Guru's blessings, were it not for the parents, this system's kuching is, it cannot do anything. So we have all things falling together. My parents, my Guru, excellent hosts who have earned so much punya by doing all these things. We pray for everyone that may this Shuddhi happen so well that you get moksha here and now. Here and now. You will go to Brahma Loka. Imagine you are going to Brahma Loka, 4 faces of Brahma. He will ask you, where are you coming from? I am coming from Earth. Where in Earth? India. Where in India? South. Where in South India? Chennai. Chennai mein kaha? Arepur. Coming from Arepur. So what do you want now? I want to learn Bhagavad Gita. He said, every Friday there you are, my friend Mohan used to take classes. Why didn't you attend? That's what he is going to ask you. You know, apna dost hai yaar. I taught him through my student, Dayananda Saraswati. You didn't go to his class and you are now coming and learning. Jao wapas. He will send you back to earth as a frog. You will have to be born again. Very beautiful. This was what my teacher once told me. When you get a chance, learn it. It is you. Aham Brahmasmi. That is the conclusion. Tattvamasi. Aham Brahmasmi. That's the conclusion. You are blessed to have this knowledge. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samastha svino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi sasya shalinim desho yam shobharahitah brahmana santu nirbhaya sarve bhavantu sukhinah sarve santu niramaya sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो। स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो। सब संतों की जय हो। बजरंगबली की जय हो। पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो। ओम। May you all lead a glorious life. You get Atma Jnana like this. We'll meet next week. Jai.